Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be taking a quick look at the new Space Hulk Ascension DLC that was just launched by Full Control Studios, and it brings the wonderful, much awaited Dark Angels to the game. Now, the add-on is about $8, depending on sales and the such, and brings quite a bit to the table actually. So, obviously you get the Dark Angels themselves, who look pretty awesome, as you can see. I'll have a look at those in a sec. You also get the accompanying campaign for them, and this is quite a long campaign. It's 20 standalone missions and 20 flash missions for a total of 40 missions that can be played in various different ways depending upon how you encounter them, because of course, as with the other Space Hulks, this will be a branching system, so doing one mission might close off an entire chain of other missions for you. So again, a little bit more replayability to it too. So let's get started and have a look at what the new chapter brings for us. Other than these freaking awesome models, you get the new chapter itself, which has the unique trait of the plasma cannon, which is this huge red weapon here, which fires balls of superheated plasma and energy at people. And their focus is versatile, which means that they don't really get any benefits or hindrances from using ranged or melee weapons, and they have no hit adjustments. So if we look at the Imperial Fists, we remember that they had plus 10 melee defense because they were defense focused, and if we look at the Space Wolves, they had 5% range hit modifier and a 5% melee hit modifier. So let's go in and have a quick look at the chapter itself. Now, let's just go through. It takes a little bit to load the star map. So here's our new missions structure here, our new campaign, Board the Ring of Sorrows. Let's just go quickly in. Of course, this will be accessible by any other chapters once you've purchased it. So you can take your Ultramarines or your Imperial Fists through here if you want. And pretty familiar layout to anybody who's played the game before or has seen my playthrough videos of the Imperial Fists. Now, there's something new to this, and it's the first time they've done it. They've brought in an entirely new character class. He's up here, Corvus this guy's called. We're going to put him in, and he's what they call an Apothecary. Now, in the Warhammer 40,000 universe, the Apothecaries are sort of like combat medics. They're field medics. So you get this guy in sort of bleached white armor here, and he has access to the usual range of ranged weapons. So he's got the combi melters, the combi plasmas, no combi flamer, but that's okay. And then his other weapon, the only one he can have in his melee slot, is the Nartheseum. Now this is a melee weapon, which gives him a little bit of a boost to attack, and it says that it can be used to treat wounded Terminators. So I haven't played the game yet, I haven't played with these guys yet, so I'm wondering if maybe that will allow you to bring back dead Terminators? Possibly? I don't know, I'll have to have a look. Because if it did, that would be amazing and probably more than a little overpowered. Skill-wise, he's got nothing new, the usual bevy of skills. We'll look at appearance in a minute. But under Apothecary, his powers, he has 3 slots into which he can place one of these 5 skills. Now these are buffs, if you like. So he can give a Terminator extra agility and toughness by 1 point for 1 turn. Same with ballistic skill, toughness and willpower, weapon skill. So that's all pretty standard, you know, you can buff them up, make them stronger, make them better. So that should improve the killability of your squad. But there's also this one, Cellular Destabilizer Agent. Enemies within the Apothecary's range have to succeed a toughness test at -20% to survive. That is, or is that just 20% chance to survive? I don't know. Strange. Odd way if they spaced it there. Either way, that sounds pretty awesome. I don't know what the range is. I'm assuming it's melee range, but if it's not, that's even more powerful. So that sounds like an awesome class. I'm going to have great fun taking him out for a look around later. Let's have a look at what you get in terms of appearance. Now, back in the Rogue Trader days, the Dark Angels were sort of based around Native American lore and appearance, so they had lots of feathers and headdresses and such. But somewhere in 2nd edition, Games Workshop, 2nd edition Warhammer 40,000 that is, Games Workshop decided that, nope, we're going to change all that, and they made them very gothic and very heavily sort of monastic order in appearance. So you get lots of robes, which we're not seeing much of here. And, oh there we go, there's the robes. See? Told you, robes. Lots of robes and other accoutrements to suit that, lots of sensor bearers, things like that. So, oh, we've still got some of the feathers. That's nicely modelled. That's a hangover from their early days. So their appearance is quite unique amongst the other chapters, and it looks like Full Control have done a good job of representing that, and they really are blinged out. Now, if you follow Warhammer 40,000, you'll know why the Dark Angels are important. If you don't, then the Dark Angels were the first chapter of Space Marines. They were the very, very first ones to have been formed. And they've got a sort of a turgid history. They were a little bit naughty during a civil war, and they're constantly covering up for it and trying to repent in the eyes of the Emperor. Let's just have a look at our heavy here, and there we go, at level 6. Good lord, you have to get quite high level for that one. Level 6 you unlock the plasma cannon, so you actually have to spend a long time with the flamers and the assault cannons before you can even get a look at this thing, which I'm assuming means it's going to be phenomenally powerful. Although having said that, the Cyclone missile launcher I think unlocks at a similar place, maybe a bit earlier than that for the Ultramarines, and that's pretty useless. I'm just going to check, see if these guys have any new skills. No, okay. How about the normal tactical Marines? No. Any new equipment? Nope. Any new weapons? No. How about the melee ones? No, they don't get the extra weapons either. Okay, so nothing new for any of the other classes. Let's just check, see if we can do anything with the loadout of the... Yeah, if you're not familiar with these guys, these are the guys that are librarians. They're the psychics that I've mentioned in my other video, and they're pretty awesome usually, so I'm glad to see that Dark Angels get them. Any new psychic powers? Force barrier, mind worm. Okay, so that's a magic missile kind of attack. And that's a burn. Okay, so it doesn't look like they have... Okay, they don't have the huge area of effect nuke that the other librarians get, but still, that's cool. We'll have to have a look at that later. Right, so I might just quickly do a mission with these guys just to see how the Apothecary looks in combat. So, I'm not going to pay too much. Both squads are assigned, yeah, that's fine. Let's just have a quick look and see what they look like on the map, shall we? Okay, stand by for briefing. Don't really care about the briefing, I just want to see what these guys look like. I'm not going to do a full playthrough here, just have a quick look, see if we can get the Apothecary to do anything. And then call it a day. They look pretty awesome. As you'd expect the first company of the first chapter to do. Incidentally, the first company of the first chapter, the first company of the Dark Angels, is called the Deathwing, which, if you keep up to date with video games, you might know or recognise as the name of a game coming out from Focus Home Interactive, I believe it is. A first-person shooter. And it's based on these guys. So we're going to get a double dose of Dark Angels goodness this year. With any luck, anyway. Smooth these guys up, try and get into a fight before we go. Move our Psyker up here. Psykers are awesome. Really missed their powers during my Imperial Fists playthrough. Okay. Let's just zoom in and have a look at some of these models, shall we, in situ. So yeah, they look pretty epic. I'm not a big fan of the blank chest piece. That can obviously be changed in the armor editor, or the appearance editor, you know what I mean. They look pretty awesome. Let's just see if we can get the Apothecary into a fight. See any... no aliens yet? Okay, that's annoying. Also be interested to see how his resource works, whether it's something that regenerates with time or if he has to rest for it, or whether it's something that he gets each turn. With the Psykers you have to take a little break every now and again to regenerate their psychic powers. That'd be fine if that was the case. Leave him there. Move everybody else up. What I might do is just put a quick cut here, and when we come back, find some action. Oh look, there's a gene sealer down there. Swines. Okay. See where he's headed.
Targets.
Anything up here? Yeah, we've got a couple coming up here, so that's okay. Apothecary skills. What do we give him?
They come. Affirmative. Clear a path. Clear a path. Enemy inbound.
Also get to see how
We have contact.
good and or bad they are at shooting. Is that new? I don't think we've had that sustained fire bonus icon before. That might be something that's been added in with the patch.
Cleanse the monstrosity.
There we go, 3 shots. That's about right for this level. Pretty abysmal shots, aren't they? So, he gets him. That's the main thing.
Watching for enemy
Unfortunately, I should have
contact.
cooled that down, really. Take our Psyker, put him here. Put him onto Overwatch.
Stay alert, brothers.
I might do later on, after I finish my Imperial Fist campaign and give it a little bit of a break, I might do a full campaign with the Dark Angels. They are pretty badass.
Bolter malfunction.
Okay, Bolter malfunction, we'll get to see. These guys handle a fight. Okay, let's have a quick look, see if we've got any abilities accessible here. Yep. We've got cellular destabilization. Let's see what it does. Okay, so it's a pretty good range, but it seems to be line of sight, perhaps? So that certainly affected a 3x3 in front of him, but it didn't get this guy, which indicates that it's not a 3x3 block. It's something that's emitted in front of him, perhaps in a cone that we don't get to see. Either way, I mean, that's pretty damn cool.
Resuming fire.
Okay, that's pretty awesome, guys. I'm impressed. So, that was just a very quick look at the Dark Angels DLC. It's out now. Get it through your usual distribution channel. Costs about $8 on Steam at the moment there. You might find it for sale if you're quick. I'm certainly like what I see so far. It looks like it's going to be worth the $8, it has to be said. The extra missions, 40 missions in total. Yeah, 40 missions in total, 20 story and 20 flash, which should give you good replayability. And of course you can take all your other chapters through this and see how they cope. I hope you like what you've seen. Leave your comments, critiques, whatever, underneath the video. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I shall see you again next time. Bye bye for now.